Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you walk up this way, you get that heavy feeling.
Swirly, whirly kind of feeling.
I feel like it's pushing me back.
Yes. And you get dizzy. I had a little twinge of pain in my head and said, you gotta stop.
I felt the dizziness. I didn't have the fever.
It was a very busy establishment.
I don't know if it was spirit related or not.
I picture like
I just heard go home or come home.
I picture like the neon lights and I'm seeing like cars lined up here like they're busy.
And there's like an open sign over here.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know, because I got feelings that she needs to be pulled over here. Do we know if this was set up in the same... Okay. In the same way then it is as it is now?
It's the same shape of the bill. It's the same. I think they've done some remodeling in the front.
But like over here though, was it like this, like a drop off? Because I feel like somebody fell.
Yeah, it's always done a drop off here. There's always been a cliff
like
behind
someone fell and somebody died.
Yes.
Almost maybe like a
Yes, but I also feel like there were some good times though here too. Like people had a good time here. But it definitely there's alcohol involved in this building. Whether it's a bar or was it a gentleman's club, so to speak, if we want to be politically correct, I'm not real positive. That would be something we could look up in records. But this building has been here a very long time. I'm not sure if
All right, folks, I'm back, and I just realized the guy next to me is talking about Dungeons and Dragons, so I had to ask what's going on. You know, I'm a great fan of Dungeons and Dragons, and I play every week. And here we have.
Hi, I'm Joey.
Hi, I'm Hunter, and we are older and dumber.
We host a podcast and a D&D actual play. We play every Wednesday night on Twitch. And I, on top of that, am an artist and illustrator, and you can see some of my art behind me.
All right, so as an artist and illustrator, first, what's the difference for our fans? What's the difference between an illustrator and an artist?
So, illustration is more of an industry term for a piece of art. So, if, say, like Wizards of the Coast was going to come to me to get a piece of art for a book, they would get an illustration. It's all art. It's all under the same umbrella. It's just, technical terms.
Now, for our audience, what's the goods and the bads about this kind of business for you? I always like to, so if one of them out there, another artist or somebody who wants to get in the field, what's the good parts and the bad parts about it, besides having to sit by me at a convention the whole time?
It's big time hustle culture as you get started out, so if you're not comfortable with that, you're going to have a hard time. You've always got to be out there selling yourself. And it's just like anything creative. Like you'll go through periods where it's just nothing hits. So you got to be able to fight through that.
Now, back here some of your art, and I see a lot of anime. Is that just what you do, or do you do all kinds of stuff?
So I can do pretty much anything across the board. I've done life drawing. I can do landscapes and stuff, but this is just sort of like my niche. I started in cartooning and caricature. I got into anime around the same time I was really starting my training in art. So it just sort of blended into my style naturally, and I just prefer drawing, like figure drawing and people.
And the one question I always ask on my podcast is how and why did you get in this field?
This is the sad part. Everybody told me I should, so here I am. But no, I enjoy doing it. I like storytelling, and Hunter's actually very much on board with that sort of what we do. It's the storytelling part and how this goes on, and the meaning that we put behind it. So like, I try to put a lot of emotion into my art and stuff when I'm working on it. I'm very emotive. Like, facial expressions are big, movement is big. So in art school, that would be your gesture drawing if you're looking at this from an art school perspective. But it's capturing the emotion through the image. And Hunter has talked before to me, and in other interviews you've probably heard on our podcast, how stories are like meaningful to him, and how we pass those stories on to the next generation. Go ahead, explain yourself.
And you guys are working on a comic that is very interesting, which I wish I had some money to put towards it, but as everybody knows, some things came up, but it's a pretty interesting comic. It is about, and the only other one I know of, for everybody that's out there that's interested in this stuff, would be Knights at the Dinner Table, which is a world famous. They started in the magazines, the Dungeons and Dragon magazine, but no one's ever done the experience of themselves sitting at the table that I know of. You yourself in a comic form at the table playing.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah. So we started a Kickstarter. It is called Coralthea: Waking Nightmares and Forgotten Fates.
And we just have these little cards,
Yeah.
which our friend Casey does do printing if anybody's interested. She does a wonderful job. And what is this?
Rough of one of the pages that I'm working on for my chapter.
It's based off of our D&D live play that we do on Twitch every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. Where the players are in a world called Coralthea. It's a world that we've been building for 5+ years now, and finally we're bringing it to the world within the last year. And the 4 adventurers are going through so many different life changes and trying to find themselves and all kinds of stuff. But essentially it's our live play, and we're turning that into a comic. Actually 4 different comics that come together for a comic anthology that's all based around each of the characters' backstories and what they've been through and sort of how they're trying to grow as people, and it's really, really
So you're like me. You like to do the characters that are in depth. I just don't want to play a Conan.
Right.
I want to play a Conan that has a story and, feels bad about the goblin he killed, or feels bad about, not killing the dragon he wanted to. Or is scared of slime and not the orcs.
Characters with substance, characters with conflict, characters who have flaws, characters who aren't perfect. That's what really drives stories.
So that one character with the dexterity of 6 and the intelligence of 18.
Yes, exactly.
Or the fighter with, 18 there and has no wisdom at all.
Correct, yes. Like, that's what makes stories interesting, is conflict and flaws.
And the neat thing about actual plays is you sort of have to think about it as a form of entertainment. Like, people are tuning in to watch you tell a story. So if you're just playing a flat archetype, I'm just the bloodthirsty barbarian, that's not nearly as interesting.
We do paranormal
investigation. Fleshed
investigation.
out character, like you were saying, the barbarian who might not be afraid of anything,
Yeah,
but if a slime rolls up in the dungeon, they lose their mind.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's or you come from a druid clan and you know nothing but being, magical, except you can't cast any magic, so you just get anger management problems and become a barbarian. Like, anything could happen.
And all the anybody that doesn't know, I believe it's called dual class or multi-classing, whatever you want to call it, is where a character starts off, say, a rogue, which Conan was, by the way. He wasn't a fighter. Say you start out, the big serious one would be, say you're a wizard, and now you want to be a knight in shining armor. a lot of this time it was shunned upon, almost frowned upon, almost you would be kicked out of the room and never asked to another gaming table again in your life. And recently with the new generation, you can't do anything without knowing how to swing a sword or know magic. So it's a new concept in Dungeons and Dragons and of course you guys know it.
Yep.
Now, what is the turmoils, and I use the word turmoils because it's going to be turmoils. It's not going to be hardships. It's not going to be, it's going to be worse. Getting something about your personal lives put in a comic form and hoping it works. You're on Kickstarter. You're here. You're seeing the world today. But this thing is not just going to pop on a piece of paper. You've spent the whole time we've been here, almost 6 hours now, drawing a scene or something for it, and yet that scene is going to be a second on the paper. What are the turmoils in doing this? What are these? So the reason I ask is because I want people to understand this Kickstarter means something to you guys. This is your life here that you're putting into this, and if it fails, your life fails. Well, it's true. If you guys,
here's the first thing. This is the first thing I'd like to say.
and the people that are listening, I want them to understand how important this is, that you meet your goals. Like I've met my goals. You got to meet this goal.
So here's the first thing.
Maybe turmoil is not the bad word for it, but maybe fail's not. But
Sure. This is the first thing I'll say.
we got to have pity for you here.
Yeah.
Work the crowd.
Art is amazing, and art is something that shows everybody your individuality, and everyone is different. Everyone likes something different. And the biggest thing to start with here is that, let's say this doesn't fun. It doesn't get to 100%. Making it is something that is still valuable to us. It's something that brought us joy. It's something that brought who we are into the world, onto paper, into a physical form. So whether it succeeds or not, we're going to be happy with what we did, because there are people out there who loved it. And we're still going to be able to get it to them. It's going to take a little longer, but it's going to happen. And with saying that, the next thing I'll say is this story and what we're doing means so much to me, because storytelling is an art form that not a lot of people look at anymore. You get a lot of slop and garbage movies nowadays. There's not really a lot of original stuff, but it is out there. Not to say that it isn't. There's still stuff that's amazing out there, but it's a form of art that I don't think people really like to appreciate enough. And
No one takes the time to appreciate. No one takes the time. We've seen a lot of people just walk by here. They pick up a piece of paper, one of our papers, and say, "Oh, thank you." Look at his art and say, "Anime." Ask him a question, an odd question. The other one said, "Well, did you draw this?" Of course he drew it. Why do you think it's in front of him? You should be asking if he colored it, not drew it. And then the guy looks at him and says, and he said yes. And the guy goes, "Okay," and then walks away like it didn't even click that this is a creation, like building a building or a sculpture or a painting. I don't know if you paint them or you could finger paint them for all I know, colored in crayons. And that little room in the back of the room that you all thought was crazy coloring with crayons is now $1 million artist. But
banana canvas, yeah.
And a lot of times when I see Kickstarters and I hear about them, I often wonder what's behind them. I want to kickstart a role-playing game, or they want to kickstart a club or a book, and you never get to see that person's reason, rhyme, or rhythm on what they're doing. I mean, you guys look like two normal guys off the street.
I think so. I think we're normal-ish.
You come to a convention, you sit by some wacko who runs around in the dark all day with spirits and ghosts and talks your ear off for hours and hours, and they don't see the turmoil of, I got to put this together, I got to draw this, I got to place it out. I don't know if you're doing your own printing. I don't know if but we have somebody that can help you with the printing, maybe, and other things. But they don't see you go through a flip book of picking the pictures and the photos and trying to get something that's meaningful into somebody else's hands. Now, there's thousands of role-playing fans out there. And there's thousands of people like me that find these comics interesting. Stories about, and I'm not talking the YouTube sensations that we see, just games. And this leads me to, do you got any stories that are unique to this? And I'll tell you one of mine. They didn't go the way I wanted them to. And I had to take 4 monster manuals and start making the place for them in the middle of the game. Now, do you got any weird stories? I've had people set their paperwork on fire with the ash of a cigarette. I've had people get mad and topple over a table. I've had all sorts of food being spilled, soda being spilled all over the books.
That one's for sure.
People falling asleep and not even paying attention.
So here's the wild thing. So live play, we're hosting these on Twitch, and our one guy,
A fellow Twitcher.
God bless him, every week.
Are you guys the ones that knock on my door when you pass down to your studio?
Every week he's on his phone right now because his PC is broken. And we'll just see his phone fall.
We're like, are you there?
Carter fell asleep.
And then the cat starts batting it around.
Then eventually he comes back to us like, oh.
Now let's real quick for these people. I'm on Twitch. You're on Twitch.
Yep.
These people don't know what Twitch is. I'm kind of 50% on if it's good or bad because I don't get into the gaming. I don't get into the hardcore stuff of it all.
Sure.
But it's a social platform for folks like me and you to
It's a
get the
live
stuff
streaming
out.
platform to be able to just post things live.
And I even
People
for
hang out with
and
them
for
at the same
people, how
time.
do you get on there? Because I forgot how I even got on here. It's been so long.
Twitch.tv.
/ Older and Dumber. That's the letter N.
That's us, yes. But just to go to Twitch is Twitch.tv.
And I believe it's the Paranormal World's mine.
Okay.
I know it's Targo the Dragon is my name on there or something like that. Mondays at 9 p.m. is when we air.
Yeah, you're telling me you're up against Ross. So.
Yeah, but we don't know if that's good anymore. I don't want to
They
say
can
anything.
watch it whenever they want.
I don't want to
It's
get a
Netflix.
knock on the door from some of my friends saying we're going to throw you in the ring. And but here's another question: when you're dealing with the social media, do you ever get the feeling that this is just not working? I sometimes get the feeling that people don't care. They come into your room, they want to badmouth, they want to act stupid, they want to be dumb, and then they chase away other people of your stuff. If we're discussing something, somebody will say something stupid, they'll have an argument about it, and it's like, do you guys argue at red lights while listening to the radio? Because I'm a podcaster, just like listening to a radio show. Or people arguing at the workplace over the radio.
I feel like our community is mostly pretty positive.
Yeah.
We don't really like the most we're banning is like bots and stuff that come in to sell views.
That's pretty
They're the
much it.
fun ones.
Yeah.
We have stories of bots, and it's just, but the best story is we had somebody that passed away during surgery, and he liked us so much, his brother called us up and told us. And we have other people, and if you're out there listening, thank you for listening still, that still follow us. They've been following us for years. And they did, and if you are a podcaster out there in that community, I would like to see podcasters band together and help each other get each other's shows. Like you are on this day, I'm on this day. But I don't think it happening because a lot of podcasters want only their stuff listened to. Now I think they're getting paid for stuff, so it's how much revenue they can make. And you guys do it for the same reason I do it, because I love doing it. You sit there with a big, microphone in front of your face, and you tell them your world. And you, in my case, you get their world back. We have a live call-in number. It's a pain, don't ever do it, but we did it. And I feel that it's good. Now, speaking of the podcasting, is there any ups and downs with how you guys do yours? Is there?
Most of the time it's trying to think of what the topic is going to be for the
That's
week that we're
probably the
going to riff
hardest
on.
thing.
Running out
We
of
do an
topics.
episode every single week,
Hi,
every
guys.
single Friday. We do an episode every single Friday. So coming up with a topic every week is probably the hardest thing. But I mean, other than that, I mean, you have your regular ups and downs of content and trying to keep yourself motivated, but staying positive and having each other's back, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Well, I thank you guys for talking to me.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah.
I thank you guys for coming to the thing and supporting. This convention is ran by a local comic store owner. He does a wonderful job. And thank you guys. I see you guys have some customers here. So good luck with that. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. Yeah.
And you guys, right now, I am going to take another break. I'm going to see what we can do to walk around and find somebody else to talk to. We have some other paranormal investigation stuff to show you right now. So let's see what we've chosen for you. And we'll be right back.
Are you wanting me to walk down this road towards you? Are you trying to tell me something? Are you trying to warn me?
Oh, that would fucking explain it.
Are you trying to warn me, or do you want me to come? Are you wanting me to go down there? Are you trying to warn me? It just said yes. Wait, the ghost box just said yes. Wait. When I asked that question, the spirit box said yes. It wants me to go down there. I'm not going down there without one of you guys, just in case something happens. So I'm waiting for you guys. So wait, come with me.
Language.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go. All right, we're gonna do what you said. We're gonna come down.
What's wrong?
All right, I'm gonna do what you said. I'm coming.
What is it, Diabolus?
Can you tell me why you want me to come down here? Wait, keep the camera on me. Can you tell me why you want me to come down?
Somebody just walked across the cemetery.
Can you tell me why you want me to come down here? Are you trying to give me a message? I've got someone with me that I want to see why you want me down here. So can you tell me into this device why you want me down here? We came down here like you said. Can you give us evidence on where you are? Can you please show yourself? Can you show us where you are? So that we could have a conversation with you?
So here I am walking around again, and I ran into this guy who has a really cool classic Star Trek ship. I wish Jerry was here to see this, but he's out of town today doing another investigation as I'm down here, as we all know. We have some Star Wars stuff. So what is it you do? You collect?
I collect Star Wars, Spider-Man, Batman, and Thor. And this is all from my private collection that I've just been trying to weed out so I can buy more stuff.
And how and why did you get involved in that?
Because I like the artwork, I like the stories. Star Wars changed my life in 1977. Of course, nobody will know that phenomenon today because of technology, but back then it was a really big deal.
We did have a chance back in the early 2000s when they redid the...
Yeah, but it wasn't the phenomenon that 77 was. It was just, with the invention of cell phones, the technology, the younger
And everybody knew the story anyway.
yeah,
It
and the
wasn't
younger
something-
generation gets exposed to so much today that, you know, when I saw Star Wars in '77, that was mind blowing.
So what did you think of it then? Compared to what they had on TV then? What did
Oh,
you
that
think
was
of it?
that was just it changed my life. I mean,
'Cause I believe Indiana Jones was coming
well,
out
that was
there.
later on. They come out with those in what the early '80s. Yeah,
They had
that whole
Flash
area.
Gordon back then.
Well,
Flash
the
Gordon,
original
Star
Flash
Trek.
Gordon's right. I love Star Trek, Batman, the TV series. Flash Gordon, you know, it's kind of comical. You'd see the string hanging off the spaceships and the little puffs of smoke. And like I said, when Star Wars come out, the advancement in technology from then to then was phenomenal. And now today, with everything being AI and CGI, it's just, you know, I think it lacks a little bit of an imagination for some of our younger generations these days.
Now, as a collector, what things do you look for? What do you, for anybody watching, how to do the collecting and things to look for, and
Collect what you like, collect what appeals to you, and always try to fit it within your budget, because you get into some. I collect Amazing Spider-Man. I like 6 books from the entire volume 1, and the 6 books I need are all $1,000 books and up.
now
So-
a lot of what you're collecting is stuff that actually came out at one time
Yes,
on a shelf,
yes,
and somebody didn't realize it until now, and then they want it.
right. And that's where collecting's always that fickle market of.
Because today you can find Star Wars anywhere. You can
Absolutely.
find
And
Luke
you know, with
Skywalker
Disney,
anywhere.
oversaturating the market, as I like to say, and Marvel's kind of doing the same thing. They're getting oversaturated to some extent.
And to my knowledge, they haven't come out with anything that rather new. I mean, they do, but it's not like back in the day where Batman was something that nobody's ever
Right.
the phenom. No, what is this?
And what happens now today, I think, is people like myself that are traditionalists, we go see some of the new movies and they're not what we were expecting.
Well, a lot of these movies, we'll never see the movies that I remember. And you remember.
Right. I mean, you
We'll
know,
never see a movie in
the
a
first
theater
Batman
where,
with Michael Keaton was phenomenal. The Dark Knight Returns, phenomenal. Now the last Batman they did,
it was all
I
right.
was on the fence. I mean,
and then another thing you got to realize, I think they're following a Dark Horse comic series instead of the DC comics.
Right,
The
yes.
original Detective Comics.
There's a scene on YouTube of Batman meeting the Joker from the new movie.
is it?
He interviews him.
Okay. See, now,
It's like 6-7 minutes long.
I mean, it wasn't
But
bad.
the Joker's always blurred, so you can't
So
see.
you
who
can't
it
really
is.
see. Right. And I get that.
It's pretty. I was like, ooh, never saw it. Is it on the DVD? I don't know. I'll watch it out.
And it's, you know, it all comes down to who your characters are that you like, you know, Riddler,
They
Batman.
might have put him in shadow, or not shadow, just blurred, so they can change it. when
Well,
the next
that
one
you
comes
got to
out.
build the hype too, right? I mean, when they did the Dark
And
Knight.
that reminds me on another thing. When you watch the Batman TV series or Batman for the first time, you didn't know what a Joker was. Today, somebody says the Joker. Everybody from kindergarten up to
Oh,
the
absolutely.
senior nursing home down the street knows who he is. Even if you have amnesia, even if you're in a coma, you say the Joker. Somebody will smile and know who he is.
Yeah, if you don't know who the Joker is, you're definitely living under a rock.
Well, see, that's another thing. How many people are living under a rock? Nobody is living under a rock anymore.
Right, absolutely. Yeah,
Nobody.
With the internet and the technology, like I said, it's good and bad. I mean, with the internet, it opens up doors to where you can find things, but then on the same token, some people think
So do you do
just
a
because
lot
they
of?
have it, it's worth $1,000 million.
Do you do a lot of these shows? A lot of.
This is my only second show. Like I said, everything I've been selling is off my personal collection. So I'm
Do you
just
have
trying
doubles or triples?
Yeah.
Or is this the stuff you don't really care
Yeah,
for?
I was a big Star Wars collector, and I'm running out of space basically. So I've moved on to Spider-Man now, and I'm just kind of weeding out
What's
the
after
Star
Spider-Man?
Wars. I'm on a Spider-Man, Batman kick right now. So, but I'm doing more of the vintage stuff versus the new modern stuff.
And they haven't really changed anything, have they, with these things? I don't think they've
the
changed.
modern has changed a lot from the vintage. Yes, the stories aren't as well. The
Now, is
artwork's
that
great.
the movies, is that the technology, or is that just the people not having a story anymore? You can only do some things so many times before somebody says, he shot string out of his hand, he tied up a villain. And
Well, as they say, as Hollywood likes to do, they like to recycle a story 16 times because they really can't come up with anything new anymore, in my opinion.
or they can and they're not allowed to do it, which,
Well, and it's, again, you know, you
in my
gotta,
opinion, you can write a story and then they're going to say no to it. What are you going to do?
but you gotta appeal to a base, right? You gotta have an audience. But
And
if you
appealing
go,
today's audience is appealing to ants.
right, and if you go too far left or too far right, you're gonna lose your purist like myself.
And it's like appealing to ants. If you ain't got leaves or debris for them to carry back to their hide, they're not going to care. And it's very sad that somebody cannot do what me and you did. But me and you came up with new stuff.
Well, and back in the day, it wasn't like today where everything is saturated. Now things are saturated, and there's just so much. Back in my day, it was hard to find some of this stuff because, you know, they didn't have eBay.
And people
they
took
didn't have
better
the
care
internet.
back there. I remember having a job at a hut toy. I don't know where it is. And I treasured that thing. I
Absolutely.
treasured all of the toys that I had.
If I had
I
half the
could probably
toys
be a millionaire right now with the way I treasured it.
if I had half the toys my brother trashed, I could probably be a lot better off. But that's life, right?
All right,
And you
well-
never know.
All right, well, thanks for
Thank you.
stopping by and saying hi. Thanks for having a nice, wonderful table here.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks
Come
for
back.
coming to the.
Hopefully we'll see you in the spring.
We will. When is the spring one coming up for
It's
everybody?
usually in the first part of May.
Okay.
I don't know if they've zeroed in a date. Probably depends on the availability for
Okay.
the building.
All right.
So-
Well, that's another collector here. And now we're going to get to some more paranormal investigations that we've had recently. So I'll be right back. Not right away. We're not going to accept it. So if it's not clear and audible on that, whoa, an orb just went up and down this way, right when we began. Stop. Where are we stopping?
Where do you want me to stop?
If it's not clear and audible, we can't hear you. You have to say it clearly and slowly so we clearly understand you. If it comes through mumbled, jumbled, we're not going to guess what you're saying. You have to speak as clearly as I'm speaking now. We know you can do it.
Can you give us your name?
See, I just saw two other things fly through the air. And there's no dust in the air. So I can't debunk the one thing as dust. The other one, I don't know. Anybody out there wants to comment in the comments below what you think we're seeing, let me know. Or what you think the ghost box says, let me know. It's not audible. We're not gonna. The
it doesn't come through audible, I'm not going to count it as something coming through. It's got to be clear and audible. That was a dust ball. That was dust. Maybe those two are dust. So far, only one thing counted as an orb.
That does sound terrible. So who was upstairs waking me up through the night last night? Who's making the device light up? Somebody said vaccine. I forget everyone wants to play with us tonight, so it's weird.
Nothing's audibly coming through.
No.
We're going to check it later, but I meant for this video. Something just went up that way, an orb. Now a flash of light. That was a dust. I think they're dust. The one was not dust. The rest have been dust. But that flash of light was weird up there. In that area. Can you see if the noise gate is turned all the way up on this side?
This.
Yeah. Everything turned up on this side, yep. Is it all the way up?
Yeah.
Okay, everything's set on it. So that answers that question for you.
Yeah.
This is our recorder or EMF meter. You. That one clearly said you. You what? Us what? Is there a message you want to give us here?
Are you okay sharing your home with us?
What was that? laugh. That's it, a laugh and the only three things that come out of there that's perfectly audible. That noise every now and then, it sounds like a child saying something.
Yeah. How old's the little girl that's here? When I saw her, he'd say she's pretty.
It's almost like it's gonna come through and then all of a sudden it doesn't come through. Like it wants to come through, but it doesn't. You know. That crackling noise again. Where's their light in the kitchen? On the wall.
That's a night light.
Anyways, we just saw a car go by. The house, it was a little odd, but there's another headlight, but that's passing by. A headlight of somebody passing by. You see it through a window out there. Ah. Okay, well, wherever.
I guess nobody wants to talk to us tonight.
Check. That was a clear a word of check. Focus. Check and focus what? You need to check something. You need to focus. You have just a few more minutes, and we're going to up the video, so if you have something to let us know. Speak slowly and clearly to us, and we can speak back to you and can hear you. We can speak back to you, we can hear you, we can communicate with you, but we can't do it if it's jumbled or misunderstood. You're not sensing anything or picking up anything?
Oh yeah. I feel like that little girl's in there. I keep seeing the little girl in the dress.
Yeah.
She's a brunette, and she has hazel eyes. Her hair's like sort of wavy. Not like stick straight, but not like curly like mine.
Uh-huh. 1.
1 what?
That was weird.
So who is out here with us? Are you a family?
Sit. Sit what?
The gentleman that just showed himself to me, what's your name? He showed himself to me and he's tall and thin. Like, probably just about like a jet black hair and a mustache. He looks like he's out, the way he presents himself is outdated, like, not from this, obviously this time period. For a much older time period.
Visit.
Yes, we're visiting. Can you repeat that?
weird. I heard a tapping noise over here. Windows or counters. I don't think it's anything to do with our heaters. Window. Every footsteps. That was weird. Angie, there's tapping noises over here.
Yep.
The window or something, but there's nothing over there. It's just small little things, you know? Okay.
Yep. The way this gentleman shows himself to me, it's like he's standing and watching us. Are you just watching us and observing us while we're in your home?
An orb just went from this way that way.
For some reason it said Jack over there.
I don't know.
I'll have to check that out later.
Seeing that little kid tries to come through, it's almost like he's just mumbling kid talk, you know, like baby talk.
Well,
But it's not all the time, it's just blurts of it.
yeah, we were hearing giggling earlier, if you remember?
Yeah.
A little girl giggle.
Well, it's the same thing. That's what I meant. But it's in spurts. It's not. I mean, it's been a good 8 minutes since the last one, so. Only clear, audible words can we hear through that. You have to speak slowly to us. Again, speak slowly so that we can hear you. In just a few more minutes, we're going to be here, and then we're going to have to go end our session. If you want to communicate with us, you have a chance to do it now. All right. Thank you for your time.
Have a good night.
Folks, I'm back. I'm standing outside taking a cigar break. And look who walks up on me.
Drew from Fat Cat Comics with Wade.
And he is the runner or designer of this Comic-Con we're at this weekend.
Well, thank you.
And tell us a little bit about how to what it is like putting one on. And
It's a lot of
all
work.
about.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. You gotta get your permits, your insurance, get your people together. You gotta promote it and get it out there, get people to come out. But all said and done, I do it for the love of the people and also to support my brother Wade here.
And you're also the proud owner of Fat Cat
Fat
Books,
Cat Comics.
Games,
That's right. And
all of
toys,
us
all that kind of
locals.
stuff.
Miss Tana, wherever she is.
Shout out to Tana, held it down for 20 years.
So, what's it like owning a store?
It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Now, you sell comics, you deal with comics.
Yep.
Your son has a game I need. Somebody needs to send me some money for that game here.
Send a donation in.
So, one quick thing to let you get back in there.
Yeah.
What made you come up with this?
When I was a kid, I was collecting comics. When I got to college, had a box of comics. I was broke, like all college kids. I took it to the local store in Alabama. I went to school in Alabama, and it's a little small box, and the whole store was like, "Oh wow, look what he got! Look what he got!" And then the owner came by. His eyes got big and said, "Wow!" They said, "I'll give you $50 for it." I said, "Nah, I don't think so." And when I realized that comics were worth money, I began selling in shows, doing different events, opened up a couple of shops. And then I'm running shows now myself, so I'm really
I
glad.
hope nobody knows this, but do you look for comics at these cons that you run too?
I end up buying more comics than I need to. I go back on more stuff than I came with.
And you're going to go home to the wife and tell her I spent all the money.
I have to do that. I have to do that.
Yeah. See, I don't have to do that. That's one good thing about being single. I'm single, folks. Help me out.
That's right. Come help them out.
I don't have to go home and explain why I left the house with $200 and I didn't come home with any of it and I just ran to this convention.
That's right. That's right.
But we appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Wade.
I
Glad
had
to
a
have
good
you,
time
man.
here.
Yes.
We plan on doing it next year, the next one.
Yep, hold on. This is my buddy Wayne.
And look who else came by.
All about collectibles in the mall.
I know this
Hello.
guy is a comic store collector and a bowler.
A bowler extraordinaire. Oh,
Some would
sorry.
say.
So, how did you do today?
Well, I almost broke even.
Almost broke
I
even.
bought some really good stuff.
That's the problem. Make
And then
money
you're
and
going
spend money.
home. Then you're going home to your wife and explaining why you didn't make anything.
Yes.
And now the wives are going to see this and they're going to say, "Now I know the secret."
That's right.
Yes.
And now I need to go find
Sad
Brother
but
Wade
true.
because he's not stopping those guys from
She'll give
coming
me one of
home
those
with
looks. She'll give me one of those.
And this is my wife over here, Dion,
You know the look, the.
and my daughter Naomi.
Look
Have
at
you
that, a
gotten a look?
beautiful woman
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
Turns away
That's the
from the
look.
camera.
That's
Look
the
at that.
That's right. That's right.
That's
But
Wade, thank you so much, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
but it's okay.
Let me go run and do some more stuff at the end of the day.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
So you collect comics. Tell the people the pros and cons of collecting. I love hearing the pros and cons about these hobbies.
Pros and cons.
Put you right on the spot. The good, the bad,
Let me squeeze by you.
the wish I didn't do it.
This is for me?
Well, yeah. When you get
Thank you,
enough,
brother.
when you get too many, you run out of space. That's the bad part.
That is the problem.
And when you die, you can't take them with you.
You
That's
can.
another bad
You
part.
can.
But
You can.
it's fun.
At least we don't know if we can. I've never
You
known
can't. You
anybody
can't.
to.
You can't. But it's a lot of fun and a lot of cool people.
All right. Well, I hope everybody can stop at your store and give you some support as well.
Please do.
And folks, it's been great at the Paracon here again. Just like always, I have to go back home. We've had a good time at the con, the Comic Con, the Paracons. This week has been extraordinary for us. This entire month has been extraordinary for us. Somebody just waved at me, recognized me from doing stuff. We did stuff yesterday. So this is the Comic Con, the Blazing Comic Con here in Johnson City, New York. And it's something different that we did. I know these guys because I play Dungeons and Dragons and I used to frequent the store often. And we thank everybody for helping us today. We thank everybody who we met. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. www.twintiersparanormal.com is our website. Theparanormalworld.org O-R-G is for the podcast. Twin Tiers Paranormal at yahoo.com. Twin Tiers Supernatural at yahoo.com. Now that I'm out of the limelight here, folks, it's amazing being me. You never know. But thank everybody. Thank you all. Thank the girl from Norwich. I want to thank the guy from Elmira for coming over and talking with us. I want to thank the guys from Corning that came over and talked to us. We got the owner of Fat Cat Comics talk to us. We have the other owner that owns the comic store in our mall. Come and see the Oakdale Commons now, it's called. But folks, I will see you next time. I got to go back in there and see what's going on. I think everybody's packing up here. We're towards the end. Some vendors are going home a little early, but that's okay. Some of them have longer drives. Some of them are out of state. So I will catch you all next time.